Welcome to Partner Penetration.
I'm Jay.
And I'm T.
What are we talking about this week?
I don't know. You went on a rant. You went on a rant last week, so we still on
Well,
this?
I'm still keeping the same energy, okay?
Keep that same energy. 2019. Keep that same energy. Keep it all the way to 2020.
I hope the allies from last episode know to keep their energy, But I realize when we're talking about the topics, it always it's on the line of diversity and inclusion.
Okay.
So I was like, we never really dive into the topic because I feel like it's a scam, like it's a myth.
It's a myth?
I feel like they use diversity and inclusion now as buzzwords.
Yeah, it's a check mark. Like, oh yeah, did we cover diversity and inclusion?
We talked to this girl. Boom. We're still gonna give this dude the job.
Right.
That's what I feel like it is. So, with that, I realized one major bias with allies. Somebody has to ally for you within a company, right?
Right.
So, but it's based off for your company's culture.
Okay.
So I was like, why don't we talk about culture fit?
Ooh.
Because I've known people that's like, I did the interview. The recruiter finally got back to me and told me they liked you and all, but they just didn't think you would quite fit the culture. What does that mean? What does that even mean?
Well, I first heard it 2014, 2015. I heard it from my manager. Well, after they were asking me about someone that, they didn't think there'll be a culture fit. And I was like, I was thinking, it's just environment, things I didn't think it was, that bad. But after doing some research, found out that culture fit is individuals' attitudes, beliefs, or being in line with the core values and principles of the organization.
So that with having that definition of what culture fit is, that's how you create a culture bias, right? So with the culture bias, you tend to only gravitate to only people that look or sound like you, or that there's someone that you can relate to.
They want some. Yeah, they want. We talk a certain way, we look a certain way. They want them reflected in every single role that's there.
That's why I feel like the tech bro culture has come about.
Yeah.
So I know recently, I think 1 week or 2 weekends ago, there was this thread about 10x engineers.
Oh yeah, I didn't catch it. I was like, people were like, yeah, 10x engineers versus 1x engineers. I didn't
so it was just this full thread about how engineers how they are, and it's that's what they've allowed in tech. So they're making fun of it, but they've allowed those characteristics and stuff to happen.
Got it.
So that's how I feel like that's a perfect example of culture fit.
Right.
You have to be that dude in the hoodie, in order to work this job.
Yeah, and it's not what it is. Everyone comes from different walks of path, different walks of life, so.
Most definitely. Oh, it's still me? You're just gonna have to chop that just So when it comes to, culture fit, there is a culture bias, right? And as I stated, going off of the stuff that you are familiar with. And that could be just physical appearance.
Right.
So I have this question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, physical appearance is really affected by people of color, and especially Black people.
Yes.
So do you feel like in your career journey when you were searching for jobs, do you feel like your hair, because men with dreads specifically are stereotyped.
Yeah, we are.
When they have dreads. So do you feel like you felt any of that in your journey, in your career when job hunting?
I feel like it kind of takes them by surprise at first. Talk to me on the phone and everything, and then they see me like, oh, he has dreads. But when I open my mouth, I've always been able to shatter all expectations. So I kind of pride myself with that. It's kind of got you, fooled you. You thought you was getting one thing, and then.
Imagine if they really got the Trent from the 305 though. Imagine if they got Miami Trent.
Miami Trent?
You wouldn't have a job.
Probably definitely wouldn't have a job.
So that is that's an example. Another example of cultural bias would be languages. So you having an accent could be biased towards that. So they know that English is not your first language, right? And this could simply be a phone call. I see your name. Okay. You have a quote-unquote normal name, but when I speak to you, you have a foreign accent. So that's automatically a bias, is he
going to be able to fit this job? Is he going to be able to understand what's going on? Things like that. Is it going to be a fast learner, things like that.
Yeah, why it gotta be a he?
He,
Why it can't be
she.
a she? Yeah, now you see, Trent already got his own culture fit biases right there. It'd be your own
No,
people's. It'd be your own people's every time, man.
that's not that. One of my coworkers is a foreigner male, so.
Okay, but along with physical appearances and languages, the way culture biases affect employees is when it comes to like promotion and feedback.
Right.
So most likely women face this all the time, especially in tech. A male will get that promotion over her.
Right.
And even when it comes to how much they get paid. When also in feedback, women will get the feedback, well, you're not aggressive enough or you're not doing X, Y, and Z.
Right. They want to make sure you have this, you're able to participate in that locker room talk, that boys talk that goes on in the upper echelon.
But men don't have that same pressure.
Right.
So it's like, when we talk about culture fit, especially as people of color, we automatically have those biases against us, right? We look different, we talk different, we might have a different dialect.
Right.
So it's like we have to work 10 times harder
just to get
to the same level.
Right.
Or yeah, like you said, just to get your foot in the door.
Yeah, just to be even considered. And yeah, it definitely is true.
But those are just like a few examples of culture bias and how it affects people.
While I was doing my research, I kind of noticed that some companies, I know we give them a lot of bad rep on here, but Facebook was one of them. Facebook, Pandora, and even Atlassian, who does Jira, they decided to end the term culture fit, and they were looking for culture ad. They're looking for diversity ad. So Facebook got rid of it during their feedback process. And what they noticed is when they started, they shared their diversity numbers. This study was done back in 2017. So in 2015, they said that their senior leadership was 3% Black, 3% Hispanic, and 27% women. The next year, when they did their new senior leadership hires, Facebook had, over the last 12 months, had 9% Blacks, 5% Hispanics, and 29% women.
Okay. And that was what, in a year?
Yeah, that was in a year. So just think about,
even if they were actively like making sure.
Work. Yeah, and that was back a couple years ago. And Pandora, they noticed that they had 42% of their new hires. After they did their inclusion, they had about 42% of new hires being people of color and 46% being female.
Okay. We do talk about Facebook a lot on here, and even though they don't care about people's like privacy,
not at all.
We never really hear anything about what goes on within the company. Like, you never hear employees like
nothing bad except for that contractor thing that happened in Tampa. But
oh yes, that was crazy, and I was like, in Tampa of all places.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but I was just like, I don't want to let it slide because they're still under Facebook, but that was a contractor though. Sometimes I was like, if I ever see a Facebook employee, would I just be like, blink twice if you need help, like if you really want to get out of there.
But you never hear anything bad,
No, and then Pandora, I totally forgot about Pandora.
Oh yeah, I don't hear anything about Pandora. Actually.
I was about to say because with Spotify and them commercials,
Music,
them commercials is, oh my gosh, atrocious. But yeah, so a few things to remember when addressing like culture biases. Things to do: remember the wording of job listings. So remove out any words or anything that can isolate people or would be a bias.
Like that job posting we saw that happened from that recruiter from Tampa.
Yes, I think, what did it say? White male?
Preferably white.
Honestly, I feel like I couldn't even be mad when I saw that though. Like, they're specifically saying what they want, so I won't even waste my time.
Yeah, but they did blatantly put it out like that, so it was a very bad look.
They blatantly put it in writing, but that's exactly how they be feeling.
Right, yeah. And it was a recruiter. That thing blew up. People were like, hey.
Come on, man. You know why? They do that internally, and then he just slipped up and did it externally.
Yep, and now everyone knows all about it, so.
Terrible.
Bet you they had diversity inclusion training.
They responded back and saying that's how they were gonna handle it, but it's like, ending up training, like, that's not, come on, bro. I know for real, like, this is your practices.
Right.
Like, you don't have to lie. Like,
You ain't got a lot, Craig.
for real. And most of the time, it's like I've known somebody personally that says she felt like she's just been sitting in this interview and they just here just to be here.
Right.
Like, they didn't care about her resume, like what she had going on. Also, another thing to do is control your own personal feelings about how you feel about a particular candidate. Any biases that you have, go ahead and remove them.
Throw them out the door. Get rid of them from your life. Like, don't even bring them back in.
Yeah, definitely from your life, because but when you're thinking about the betterment of the company, it's not about you, right?
Right.
So those are some things to remember when it comes things to do when it comes to cultural bias. Things not to do is make sure that you engage in some unstructured interview.
Okay.
So don't do a standardized thing. When you do start doing like standardized interviews, sometimes you other people from other cultures, maybe other genders, they can't relate.
Okay, got it.
So they can't relate. So don't make it like a standardized where I feel like when you start standardizing it, that's when you set people up to fail.
Okay.
Kind of like standardized testing, you know.
We're not going to talk about
Yeah,
that.
I'm about to say.
That's a whole different topic.
Yes, but that's just an example.
Okay.
Also, don't neglect to set diversity goals. Be sure to track how well you're doing. Just like Pandora, Facebook, they set that goal to make sure they were actively meeting it.
Right, and like we said last week, if you look around you not being able to hire diverse candidates, then or you can't find diverse candidates, then that's on you. Like,
I think people really, I want to say it's like a comfort zone thing.
Right. See people look like you, act like you, kind of get familiar. So people like we were talking about earlier, is who you invite to your house. Like, am I invited to your house? Like, after all this, like, will you still have me at your house? Like, if not, then.
And I was like, that means that we'd have to throw our own like biases out the window.
Right.
So it's, I don't know. It's hard to discuss. It's hard to say. It's like, yeah, I have no problem with Trent. You're cool. But in real life, we tend to stick to what we know.
Right.
We might not have diverse friends, especially not diverse friends that's coming to our house.
Okay.
So I can give you a few interview questions.
Let's see if I've ever had these interview questions before.
All right. So some interview questions that they'll ask you to see if you are a good culture fit include describe your management style that will bring forth your best work and efforts.
No, I've never had that one.
Why do you think they asked that one?
Because they want to know. Because if you're someone who's like, I might need to be not micromanaged, I need to have hand holding, then they can just cut you out there. Especially if you're someone who, you don't speak that same language, so you may need some more help. And like, oh, well, nope, not gonna hire him because I don't have time for this.
Yeah, that's very true. I think. So I hate to be the person that's like, if you do need hand holding, because sometimes that company doesn't have the resources, right? They don't have the time, and their team, the way the company's structured, they probably can't assist you. So that's definitely, I guess, to see how it's going. The next question is, do you have a best friend at work? How do you feel about becoming friends with your coworkers? Is that a wise practice?
So they're definitely asking that, see how you fit in, how you interact with people. Are you a loner? Are you going to be someone who's going to be able to assimilate to this team and, go out? Like, yeah, I went out with my coworkers before, but it's like, like we said.
But would you consider them your best friend, though? And do you think it is a good practice to have a best friend that you work with?
No, I think you need to be able to separate that at some point. Because, it's tough bringing that into whatever. If you and your friend have a phone now, you got to bring that into work. That's just.
And that's the same exact reason why it's a no for me, player. I'm set those boundaries, those firm boundaries. Like, it comes off really standoffish. But for me, it's like, I don't like to toe those lines.
Right. No, I don't mind doing lunch and stuff like that. But when you start delving into, like, personal time and, like, hanging out a lot outside of work, outside of those settings, and no.
It's kind of like, what, work bestie or something?
Yeah, I don't have work besties.
You got a work wife?
Don't have a work wife.
I know, Trent.
You got a work husband?
No, okay. No. That would be his demise, but no work husband. Let's see. I have one last one for you.
Okay.
Um, how would coworkers describe the role you play on a team?
I'm a team player, distribute ball like LeBron does, but it's fine.
Okay. All right. That's how I know I can interview you because you definitely not getting hired. Distribute the
I
ball like
wouldn't.
LeBron. LeBron is a ball hog.
We're not
He
gonna talk
doesn't
about that.
distribute balls.
And you're a Westbrook fan, so we're not
I
gonna talk
am a
about this.
Westbrook fan
It's cool.
because I'm smart. I know how the game is supposed to work.
Westbrook and basketball. We're not going to be talking about.
No, but let's speak on it.
No,
because I'm just like that.
No.
That'd be a terrible answer.
I'm not going to say I'm like LeBron, but
Come on, you are.
I am a team player. I like to make sure everyone gets involved.
LeBron is not a team player though. LeBron is team LeBron. Everybody pass the ball to LeBron. He don't know how to play nice with other people.
What are you talking? Yes, it's Kobe.
You don't be watching the game.
Kobe. Okay.
You don't be watching
That's
the game.
Cool. You see, you're just gonna throw this out. You're just gonna try and I thought we were working.
We were just gauging.
We were no.
And then you came at me because I'm a Westbrook fan.
Yeah, because that's definitely not a team player, but it's cool. If we never do this podcast again, we know why. It's because
if you don't see Trent anymore, it's because he wants to be on his LeBron. So irreconcilable differences. Since he makes poor life decisions.
I don't make poor life decisions.
Well, you chose. What if my answer was, the type of team player I am is Tom Brady, by any means necessary.
You know how I feel about Tom Brady. No. Yeah. They'll be like, oh, so you're a go-getter. You're going to cheat your way all the way through. You're going to step over people. It's fine.
If you ain't trying if you ain't cheating, man. Did you really make that effort if you ain't trying to cheat?
You know what? That's going to get you in a lot of trouble, especially when regulations come down. We tell people to cheat and we're in for a second. You know what?
No. I told you nothing. This is my disclaimer. Like, I said nothing. Mm-hmm. I just said, did you make the effort, though?
But taking all these notes from Jay, because she dropping gems that may or may not get you in trouble.
When they come and investigate, though, they want to see that you made efforts to actually be in compliance. Did you strive for it? You ain't reaching, but at least you strived.
Stop right there.
But do you feel like you fit in with their culture at work?
Well, yeah, culture. I won't say there's.
Or is there not? You don't feel like there's a culture because culture tends to be like family. That's how I feel like organizations associate it.
Yeah, we're kind of close. Like when I got put in my role, like we analyze things about the same and we're able to talk through things. So it was more of just like being able to process, being able to understand what's going on and being able if I can I communicate it? Me and my boss, we have this thing where we can obviously almost not be able to explain what we're saying, but we kind of pick up on it just because how our communication styles are. So.
Well, that's pretty good. Yeah. So, basically, when he's out of the office, he can definitely depend on you to be that liaison and being on the same page.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
How about you? Do you fit in with your culture at work?
I had to hit that stare. So I have a unique personality, though. Like you know me in real life, right? Yeah. So I have a unique personality. I'm very quiet. That comes off really reserved. And I feel like that gets misconstrued a lot.
Okay.
So as a Black woman, when you are reserved, it's kind of like you're seen as like, aggressive or angry, negative. Yeah. You come off like the angry Black woman.
Yeah.
And it's not that. It's just... I'm not really a talker.
Okay.
I do this. I have to bring out a different side of my personality for this podcast, but
I'm so glad you're doing that.
Yeah, but it's a lot of work though.
Yeah, no, it is. Because I'm the same way. Like I'm
in real life, we're nothing like this at all. We are definitely both reserved people.
Unless I really know you, then I crack jokes. But yeah.
Yeah, so you warm up to people, but I just feel like I came here to do my job, but I definitely think my personality gets misconstrued, and I can't say. So the team is really like me and my boss.
Okay.
So we have a pretty good relationship. We kind of have like similar personalities.
Okay.
But when I think like culture fit for the organization, I'm not even gonna play myself. Like, no.
It's okay.
No. I mean, it doesn't make me feel any type of way.
Okay.
So one thing I do like about it is I'm allowed to be me and I don't feel bad about it.
Right.
Even though it comes off like the angry black woman, nobody's making me feel like
Like the
I
angry
am.
black woman. Okay.
Yeah. So it allows me to still be unique to myself.
That's good.
Yeah. So I guess that's a form of like their culture. But yeah. So that you have any church announcements?
Nothing besides Capital One said they got breached yesterday.
Man, I'm gonna need to break bread. So I didn't get affected by Equifax.
Oh, did you type so those who don't know, there's an actual checker that you can go on.
I can never trust that. Even when the breach first happened with Equifax, they had that. Then there was like it was like a domain hijacking thing where it was just like it wasn't even checking.
Yeah, that happened. But I think they went through a third party, so it'll definitely tell you like it's $125 just for the base one, but depending on if you actually had your credit impact and identity theft, it's up to like $20,000. You actually had to go and repair it and stuff like that.
No. Yeah, so I wasn't affected at all. So.
Oh, I'm about to say you better go claim your $125.
Man, that thing ain't coming till 2020.
That's cool. It's coming.
Blessings for the new year, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was not affected by Equifax, that I know for sure. But I got a couple accounts with Capital One. So I know my information was just flowing there. But they claim it's only like what?
1%. It affected 186,000.
That's a lot of people if you think about it.
Well, that was Social Security number, so yeah, that's that many people. And it was the credit card application data between 2015 and 2019.
I've had my account way before then.
Oh well, it was she saw that application data, the credit card application. That was the data she saw.
Oh, okay. Well, your girl just got a new car. Ooh. So, well, that was what, like 2-3 years ago now?
That still falls within 2015 to 2019.
I'm going to need y'all to run me some money. Or if you don't want to run me some money, just make my credit score 800. I'll take that.
Or just take your car payment all off. But that's cool.
800, take car payment out, whatever y'all trying to do, holla at your girl because I'll work it out with you.
Okay.
But theirs was very disturbing because if you think about it, nobody in the company realized that they had all this information just sitting in this S3 bucket, and they got through off of a WAF vulnerability.
I feel like, yeah. At that point, you have to do some type of like privacy threshold assessment. Like, you got to know where your data is. You got to know where your PII is.
I'm just starting to feel like they just don't care.
They don't.
And the hacker, she didn't care either.
Oh no, she was posting how she got it. She was all on Twitter with it. I was like, oh, you bold and brave.
What do you think? You feel like she did? I feel like she did this for notoriety because I don't think she even did anything with that information.
No, the FBI called her and said they didn't have any reason to feel like she was using it for any financial gain. It was more see what I can do because she was a ex Amazon employee.
Amazon ain't even claiming that.
Amazon's like,
Amazon don't do this. Yeah, the Amazon don't even want like that. I don't even think they've said anything and spoke out about it. But
this was like I got too much other things to worry about.
Pretty much. But that's really I mean, I guess if that's your way to fame, you could just it's like the same amount of energy that you put into doing something like negative. Right. You really could have just taught them. You could have tried and got a bug bounty off of that.
Exactly. You could have made some bread off this, please.
All right, we're going to have to get back to reporting.
We do.
Because I think I reported to you the, what was it, the state of Louisiana?
Yeah, I felt, were they getting hit left and right?
It just be making sense. So I was like, we seen a pattern. Criminals know where to hit now. Right. Like, they know specifically, like...
School systems outdated.
They know governments don't have their networks patched. No. This easy money right here, they hitting the lick. They about to hit a lick. They probably about to sweep the whole U.S. I feel like California might have theirs together better, but you never know. But it's now a business.
So if they hit USF, well, like USF better like comp us.
Come on, man. Even though I'm a proud bull, I'm not even gonna hold my breath.
Ain't gonna do not a thing.
I'm not even gonna hold my breath. So much has happened within like the last week. So we probably gonna have to like dedicate episodes to talking, really analyzing this in depth.
Okay. Yay! We go back to some more. Oh,
I'm
won't
done.
go back
I'm done preaching now.
I won't go back and knock off Facebook for a while. So
Please, please.
I'll let them
That'll
breathe.
be. You're gonna have to send me what you got before we even show up. 'Cause-
Got you. I got you.
all right. Oh,
Definitely.
do you have any more announcements?
Yeah, actually taking the Security Plus Thursday. So
Yes, I need everyone to send Trent good
I
vibes,
need
good
it.
juju.
Like
You
when
got it.
yeah, like when Goku's getting ready to do the Spirit Bomb and everyone's just sitting there like giving him all the energy. Yeah, that's what I need.
That awkward moment.
When you don't know what I'm talking about.
No,
Jeez.
no. But Megan Thee Stallion did reference Goku, and I know he got blonde hair, and she finna turn up like Goku.
Yeah, when she turned Super Saiyan. Yeah, I heard that.
That's all I know.
She a little anime fan. I heard her in a couple of rounds. I'm like, okay, appreciate that. I see you.
But yes, definitely send Trent good vibes. I also have a friend that's taking hers too this same week.
Okay.
So sending positive vibes to you, sending positive vibes to Zay.
Go Zay. We got
And
this.
y'all definitely do.
Yeah,
We
then
gonna
could
turn up.
Yeah.
Couple
You got
weeks.
Diana Initiative going on.
DEF
And
CON.
you're gonna go to DEF CON.
I hear the hateration.
No, it's not hateration. I'm proud. I'm like, you're gonna be out there. I'm like, I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah.
Meeting everyone that I've been,
interacting with,
on
like,
Twitter,
yeah, because you feel like you know people now.
Yeah, I feel a little. I'm like, oh man, but next year I plan to go next year.
All right. Okay. Well, since y'all are here, while y'all sending the best way to send Trent some good juju and good vibes is to smash that notification button.
Hit like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
Tell your mama, cousin, friend, coworker to check out the podcast.
And where can they find you at on Twitter?
I am JD Barrett, JAIDBARRETT.
Almost forgot how to spell your name there.
Right.
I'm Trent B55 on Instagram and Twitter.
All right, and that's it.
Yeah.
This has been
Prime to penetration.
all right.
Jess is gonna kill us.